Order has been restored in the Phantom's Lair and in SuperCoach. Welcome to the Round 2 review edition of the podcast. This is the Phantom speaking like I am every week, joined by my two friends in SuperCoach, the Chief Hayden Doss Kenny and 5 names, Simeon Kingsley Thomas Wilson. Now 5 names.
Phantom.
I said order has been restored.
Yes.
We've pegged him back. There's no smug grin on his face anymore. He can't even get his headphones working here in the podcast. He's in all sorts, but we love to see it.
He peaked in round 1, didn't he?
He did.
It was as good as it was going to get from Dossy. He's had a mare over the weekend. He's had a mare with the recording equipment, the headphones, everything. Yeah, the wheels are. I'm surprised it took this long, but
yep. Talked a big game last week, Dossy. Chief, what happened?
I deserve it. I deserve it all. It's a shocking week for Dossy. Look, I'll cop it on the chin. I'm feeling a bounce back this week. You know, up and down. That's the roller coaster of SuperCoach. It does happen. But yeah, look, I just have to cop it. It was a stinker from me. So I'll just wait for my turn because I'm certainly nowhere near top of the pod this week.
We'll get to it in a minute. Bottom of the pod you are.
So what? Yeah, what's the go? Pickle juice.
Yep.
We did say
Punishment.
some pickle juice. We haven't sourced the pickle juice yet.
But we can do it. We know where to get it from.
So 5 names. He was up and about last week. Yeah, punishment. Yep, I'll never be at the bottom of the pod. Pickle juice. He went out and get it. Took 3 hours out of his day to try to find it. Couldn't find it. You found it straight away the first shot. Now we've got a side Lair chat going. You know, we've just dumped everyone else.
Yeah.
We said last night, the pickle juice on the show tomorrow. Dossy, bottom of the pod. What did he say? No, not having it.
No,
backdate
I didn't
it.
say
What's the Phantom do it?
I didn't say I wouldn't have it. I said that if I'm having it, the bottom of the pod from week 1 should also.
Both of us, you reckon?
Bottoms up. For
actually,
the two
I support this as kind of middling my way through, just cruising on through. I support this.
Mediocrity.
Yes.
End of the show then.
Yep.
All right, pickle juice.
All right, pickle juice.
Stay tuned.
Yep.
Live on air. But of course, if you're not watching on Code Sports YouTube channel, get there. Watch now, leave us a comment, give us a like, subscribe. We love you to be involved in the show, and of course do the same wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple. Again, wherever you listen to your podcast, we'd love a rating. We'd love a review. Let us know what you think. We want to improve. We want to talk about what you want to hear. But a big week in SuperCoach, a big show coming up, Dossy, an important trading week. Most players on the bubble now ahead of round 3. Some must-have rookies there that we need to jump on.
Yep.
Also some premiums or some 500k plus guys who've made a big start. So a big call to make. Only 3 trades. Plenty to talk about. It's going to be a big week as well in the AFL SuperCoach podcast, breaking even with our Peyton on Wednesday. So get in your questions early for our and the crew over there at the Herald Sun. But Chief.
Yep.
I think we need to start with you.
Start with me.
Starting with you. Yep. Bottom of the pod. We're going to work the way up.
That's how this works.
That's how it. No, you're bottom. I'm top of the pod. You're bottom.
Righto.
The listeners want to hear what happened to you.
18-28 for poor old Dossy.
What happened?
After a stomping
Matt
round 1. Yep. Look, I was staunch with my belief I didn't need to trade. I didn't use any trades last week at all.
Didn't trade?
Didn't trade.
Wow. Now,
was pretty happy with my team. Smug, as you said.
Yep. No trades, 5 names.
No trades.
The whole basis of the whole last show was 2-week trading pot. Get yourself ready. You needed to make a few moves, so you open up the flexibility for this week.
Yeah.
Now you're stuck.
Didn't trade. Now I need about 5 this week.
Yep.
Might have to activate a couple of boosts at once, I think, because it's not happening. I mean, Tom Stewart for me.
Unlucky.
Yeah, we'll get to heroes and villains. I won't make him a villain. He's always just a villain in our team. So Tommy Stewart, 9. Just a bunch of failed rookies that everyone else would have dealt with as well. And Matty Flynn out, chose not to trade. And I think the way West Coast went about it, he'll probably be back in the team soon. So maybe that's a good idea. Baz Lenker Obviously, I was holding Finn Callahan. So, I've got guys to come back into the squad. But, yeah, it was a rough week at the office for old Dossie. A rough time.
5 names?
Yes.
Middle of the pod again?
Middle of the pod. I'm just cruising through. This is what we want.
How'd you go?
1897. It should have been more. I screwed up my loop with Lockie Neal.
No. Had a haircut moment, have you?
No, I was doing the Port game on Saturday and forgot to kind of change people around. So I could have had a loop through Bailey Smith or Stone not through Stone. No, I left Bailey Smith on my field, had Cato as an emergency. So for some reason, just should have put Stone on to be able to get a loop. Could have taken Lockie Neal's score and then ended up with Sheasel. So yeah, should have done Cherry. Yeah. So, but should have been higher, but we'll take what.
No pickle juice for you though.
No pickle juice. It's the main thing.
Top of the pod for me.
Yeah.
Rightly back where I belong.
Come on.
But got a few comments coming through here. We was down to the post on X live, get some live feedback. Obviously not listening, but a post come through here with a photo, 5 names. I'll just show you here. The chief number plates. Someone, 2 things to discuss from Nectarios. What the heck do we do with Jason Horne-Francis, the horny one? We'll get to that in a minute. And is the Dossie head wobble going too fast? Spotted these plates the other day with the chief number plate. Can you confirm or deny that?
Jeez, we're paying
HK Doss is rolling with this.
We're paying Dossie pretty well if he's rolling with that car. Wow.
Wouldn't want to be caught in that this week though.
No.
Also, Martin Lovett has chimed in as well. Fans, with Matt Turner MIA, it occurred to me, has the hipster become too hipster for the Lair now that the show is officially part of the SuperCoach podcast, the official one? Has it become too mainstream? Is he looking for a podcast under 10% ownership? That's a good one, Martin. We did it. We did say, Martin, we're too serious last week with your question and comment. We love that.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, hipster has been going quite mainstream of late anyway, the last couple of years, in my opinion. So, But maybe he had an existential crisis.
Now, he has had some time off as well. So, can you confirm or deny that he's not recovering from the broken jaw from when you put him to sleep?
No comment.
Oh, I like it. One more here from Patch over at the Herald Sun as well, from breaking even with our Peyton. How did Mr. Round 1 top of the pod go this week? So they're coming for you.
Okay.
Chief.
Righto. Well,
anyway, my team. Top of the pod.
Let's move on.
Top of the pod. 1990 for me this week. Moved up 28,000 spots to sit exactly the same as you.
Yeah, we got
total
exactly
points.
the same total points.
14.23 overall. So slowly making my way back after that first week.
What did you say, 14?
14.230.
Okay. So yeah, well, tied. I was just wondering if that, just given me a little bit of a, respect on the name sort of ranking a
because
bit higher.
Because you're the chief.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, plenty of... I won't run through my complete team. We'll go straight into heroes and villains this week. I'll start. If you do remember last week, I said this guy will be my hero again. I called it last week, said this guy will absolutely be the hero again. Dane Zorko is another 130, the worst 5 names. Again, I quote, the worst selection Phantom will make this year. Back-to-back 130s. Dane Zorko, my hero of the week.
Nearly got killed by Harley Reid. That was pretty funny.
Yep.
Yes, it's been a good pick to start the year. Let's just see how it plays out across the season. But, I mean, I'm eating crow on that so far. It's been a superb pick. And I think you said he's got Richmond coming up soon, don't you? So,
a couple of weeks.
It's not going to be. It's going to be ugly.
Who was yours, 5 names?
Zorks.
I'm going to go Cherry Bomb.
Yep.
I've been seeing this stuff around. Is he the number 1 ruckman in the league? And he was good. He was excellent. Do you guys have him?
I've got him, of course.
You got him?
Big number 1 ruckman in the league.
I don't have him.
That was
that was outstanding, wasn't it?
That was it. Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
big fella.
I think I think one of the reasons I didn't start Cherry was because I was worried about the early fixture, and he's just putting that to bed pretty early here. So, yeah, it's a worry not owning him for anyone that doesn't have him out there. My hero, I'm going with Jordan Dawson, 124, averaging, 114 now for the season. It's a bit of a slow start last week, but still tonned up. And now, 124. He's just looking fantastic in the Crows midfield there. Also, special shout out. None of us mentioned Jack Macrae, 162 points. I think we're just taking it for granted because everyone owns him, but he's just been unreal. Even better than what we'd even hoped for from Jack Macrae. I was pretty high on him. Said he was a must-have. Everyone was on board, obviously, but 160 and averaging 144 across 2 games.
Is he back in the VC&C?
I think he has to
equation like he was for so long.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lock and load villains now. Fance, who you got?
This is a hard one to talk about.
Yeah, of course.
Villain, didn't have many villains this week, but our man, the horny one, Jason Horne-Francis, 61
there he is.
SuperCoach points, 5 free kicks against among 7 clangers.
There he is again, the horny one.
Averaging 72 points per game after 2 weeks. So maybe we owe this man an apology, maybe. Because it would have been the biggest call, the biggest fade of the SuperCoach season.
An all-time call. An all-time call.
If our Peyton followed through and didn't start without Jason Horne-Francis, but just couldn't do it.
No.
Couldn't stick to his word.
No,
our was onto something.
We're staying with him, though, obviously.
Yeah.
What happened there? You were there.
I was there.
What's
I gave away. I was just angry in the first quarter. He was an angry man in the first quarter. Just gave away maybe 2 or 3 high free kicks. Then gave away 50. Tried to. It's just plain angry. And then, and I was kind of, obviously you're watching the game and you kind of, you're trying to do your job, but sometimes you just have your mind goes to SuperCoach stuff. I read about 2 or 3 times.
We're all human. We're all human.
He marked the ball and you're like, yep, cool, sweet. Go back. Kick a goal, get some points, dishes it off.
I reckon
we don't want that.
Times
handballs it off. And not like, yes, be a good teammate, but be a good teammate for your SuperCoach guys, Jace. That's 2 goals that he could have had. So he would have finished with 3 goals. I know obviously the free kicks in the first half was going against him, but that would have helped salvage the score a little bit. Yeah, it was. So, I reckon it's a little bit of a watch. Just because now with Lukosius being out, what did Port do with its forward line? They had Willie Rioli. So every first centre bouncer every quarter, Willie Rioli would start in the centre and Jason Horne-Francis would start forward. Mm-hmm. So, I think it's just one to watch.
You wrote about Willie Rioli on the weekend as well, cosports.com.e. One to watch. Interesting. Because we do have a few big calls to make on similar types of scenarios in SuperCoach. Harry Sheasel in defence. We'll get to that shortly. But just a shout out to the Lair Open League, the loyal Lair listeners. 11 coaches now in the league in the top 100 overall, including Spud Guns. The Clayton coach Spud Guns, number 5, up 148 places in round 2. He's the 5th ranked coach overall. Shout out to Clayton.
Shout out. Yeah, if you still want to jump in that league, I think we've put a limit. I think it might be like just before the big buys, but league code 719067 to jump into the Lair Listener League.
Also, do you want my villain?
Yeah, I know. He tried to skip past.
No, I'm going to. This time deserves it. James Peatling.
Did you hold him?
Yeah. The plan was to get rid of him, then just this week, give him a chance against Essendon. Cool. How do you score 47 points in an absolute
loaded,
smash?
Yeah. I might not have made many good calls in the preseason, but
I'm on top
Peatling was one where
I'm topping that.
It looked really good on paper coming across from GWS, low time on ground, everything like that. But then when you just put him into this midfield mix, which is suddenly just an amazing midfield, it's just going to be hard to score.
Yeah.
And dare I say, is he potentially, with Sid Draper sitting there as the sub, is there potentially some swapping to go there? So if you're an owner, though, you're jumping off.
Same amount of CBAs as Jake Saliga on the weekend, more than last week for James Peatling.
Jeez, okay.
How many?
You got to jump off, though.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely.
I did it last week to Nathan O'Driscoll, so I think you make money there, get on a rookie.
I'll tell you my plan. I'm going a different way.
Ooh.
Okay.
Unique names with 5 names.
No, yeah, later on.
Unique
We'll
names.
get later on.
Okay. Well, let's look at the week ahead.
Oh,
Fans.
who's your villain?
Oh, my
you're trying to skip out too.
Okay, Perryman.
Oh.
Okay, I had to
I don't
hold.
know what you should have traded.
I had to hold though. I didn't have to hold. I wanted to hold.
You wanted to hold. You didn't.
He was going to play midfield, and then unfortunately, Reef McInnes went down very, very, very early, and then suddenly Perryman's playing as a lockdown back pocket. So instead of coming off the bench in that midfield rotation, he had to play in the back pocket. I think his scoring would have been okay had he stayed in the midfield. But look, if this is going to continue, yeah, I'm definitely jumping off. So.
Just a quick shout out for Buy, Hold, Sell, powered by a better segment we do each week. Got to check that out, Dossie, because yours truly.
You were happy with yourself. You just messaged me. Yep, Buy, Hold, Sell nailed it this week.
Buy, Hold, Sell. Well, what was the buy? Nod
Nod the
over
buy.
Levi.
Yep. Hold Lockie Neal.
Hold Lockie Neal.
Sell.
Sell Harry Perrin.
Okay. Well done, fans. Well done.
Must listen.
Let's look at the week ahead. Round 3 coming up, guys, and we've still got our best 18 rounds. We've still got 2 more weeks of that, of the early buy rounds. So you still only have your best 18 count. You would have seen a bunch of scores drop off on the weekend if you had more than 18 play, which hopefully you do at this time of year. Again, just the 2 trades a week, but you can use your boost to jump up 2-3, which I think I'll be using this week. And
Me too.
you might want to if you're going to try and get these rookies that are about to move in price. So just again, in SuperCoach, prices don't change until a player has played 3 games. So we're about to look at a bunch of players that are about to go up in value who are on the bubble. But what else do we need to know, fans? The teams on the bye this week. There's 2 more teams and pretty popular teams as well. Collingwood and Sydney on the bye.
Some interesting names in there. The Collingwood prices have already moved. The Swans haven't yet. Riley Bice, the mature age rookie, a massive 4th quarter against the Dockers on Sunday. His price won't rise this week. They won't play, so he's one to target in the following week. But of course, we're going to talk about break evens, Dossie. A vital part of getting your SuperCoach trades right are the break evens, projected scores. SuperCoach Plus, we can get that all. It's a must-have for any coach. You've had a 2-week trial. We've all had a 2-week trial. That runs out this week.
It does, yeah. So if you see all those projected scores, your break evens, all that stuff, there has been a free trial for the first couple of weeks. That'll run out Tuesday. So we're recording this on a Monday. On the Tuesday, if you want that to keep going, you just sign up for SuperCoach Plus and that'll stick around for the season.
$29.95 for the rest of the year. Absolutely best money well spent if you are a serious SuperCoach. You're playing for ranking, you're playing in league. You might have a few people in your league that don't have it, and you will notice it because you can listen to us. We'll give you a lot. You need to have it there by your side as well. So SuperCoach Plus, get on there and hand your money out because money well spent. It is.
Oh, yeah. Live scores. Some people used to say, they can't follow the SuperCoach scoring, live scoring, but you can with SuperCoach Plus.
So you get all the numbers, all the projections without our waffle.
Yeah. All right. Hot topics for this week, and it is price movement. So we mentioned it just a moment ago, fans, but this is do or die time for getting these rookies in, and there's a bunch of names that we are keen on getting. So I think it's about time we jump into our segment that we love to talk about here, fans, and it is rookies on the bubble. So as we mentioned, players move after 3 games. These are the players that have played 2 and their bubble's about to burst on the 3rd. Who do we have to get, fans, this week? Who are the must-have rookies on the bubble this week?
There are a few.
There are.
More than 3.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And they're all mids.
Yep.
Let's be honest. A lot of them are mids. So that's the tough part for me is just, you're going to have to be pick and choose. So I think we need some sort of a ranking system here to figure out who we need to prioritise.
There are 3 options with a break even of -70 or lower. This is a real top tier. Nathan O'Driscoll, just mentioned before, another score in the 90s. He was great against the Swans over there in Perth. Interestingly, no centre bounces after some centre bounces against the Cats, but played that ring wing role perfectly. Started on the bench, definitely in the first 2 quarters, but came on, had impact right away, using the footy well going forward. He's an absolute must-have because of that cash gen and because of the scoring potential. When we go back to best 22 scoring weeks, you need him on your field. A little bit cheaper though are the Melbourne pair. Xavier Lindsay, -75 break even. Jack Henderson, -71 break even. If you had to choose between those two, Lindsay, draftee, coming in playing a wing role, again, also very well, running all day. Jack Henderson, mature ager. Can he keep going longer, given he's probably a bit more ready for senior football? 99k, he doesn't have to sustain heights like Lindsay does at 158k. So both absolute trading locks this week. But if you could only choose one, what would you do, Chief?
Lindsay. He's just got a better role for scoring. So, yeah, if you've got the money to get him, then I think Lindsay's the one I could get. He might be, if it's not O'Driscoll or Levi Ashcroft, he might be the best rookie that we have for money making this year in total. He's just looked fantastic.
Would you trade, this is kind of both that I'm in, would you trade O'Sullivan from North to bring in a Lindsay or a Driscoll?
Yep.
Still early on him?
Yep, I think so. We spoke about last week. We thought he did some nice things on debut. The score didn't sort of reflect that. He didn't get enough of the ball. Same thing on Sunday. He had some great moments across halfback, but they've got a lot of good ball winners. 199k. We need to see more from him, so I'm going to do that as well. You can make 30, 40k going down from O'Sullivan to Lindsay. Make 100k going down from O'Sullivan to Jack Henderson.
Other thing with Henderson is, the flexibility he should get. You'd think he'd get forward status coming up as well. So 99k, you'll be able to hold him for a fair while, and he should get that first round of DPPs in round 6 where you get the forward status added. So that's pretty much a lock, I'd imagine. So for 99k, you're going to get a forward, that bit more flexibility. But for me, it's Lindsay out of those two if you've got the coin.
Well, I think if you had to choose and you were trying to make another move on the side, bringing in an extra premium defender, bringing in Finn Callaghan in the midfield with your second or third trade, if you need that extra bit of money, I still think choosing Henderson over Lindsay is okay if it helps you
on the other
make
side.
That other move.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But again, those top 3, do what you can, do what you need to get them in. One name who's not sitting in that top 3 because his break-even's a little bit lower, -52, Levi Ashcroft. Good again on the weekend. Not as good, made a few little errors. 72 SuperCoach points for him, 2 scores of the 70s to begin his AFL career. Is that fair? Him in that next tier down? In terms of must-have this week?
Yeah, I think it's fair. I would love your opinion, Sim, as well, because I think you guys both have him, don't you, Levi?
I don't.
I
don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay, we need your advice.
I brought him in last week.
So should we do, where should he sit in these rookie rankings? Because I think as a rookie in general, he's the guy that we've flagged as in the preseason before all this sub stuff came up. He was the guy that he's coming in, he's the SuperCoach beast, of the future and a guy that can immediately score. Do we need to just be like, look, he's had it, he hasn't done anything wrong yet. It's just we've had some other rookies score slightly better. Do we need to just pay up and just get him because he's, we've known about this guy for a while?
Did he look a bit tired on Sunday?
I think he's fine. I think he's going to be fine.
Is he a must-have? That's what we need to know, Tim.
That's a good question. But yeah, I'd say very close. I'd say close to like you're backing the talent. You're backing the talent. You're backing that he's going to be a good player. Like, he's getting. I mean, you look at his role. Like, you talked about Nathan O'Driscoll. Like, is he a must-have?
I think so. I wouldn't be surprised. Again, we said it last week. Waiting on Ashcroft, hoping to see that concern about whether he would be sub or subbed out completely disappear. I don't think it has just yet.
So you're saying you would actually, as you've just kind of ranked, I suppose, you would have the other guys ahead
I've got him
the Melbourne
underneath.
guys.
Yep, I'll probably overlook him this week.
Okay.
As much as I love him as a player, I'll probably prioritise Lindsay this week, unless I revert from current plan, which is I think Callahan maybe an extra premium defender. Given we're still in best 18 weeks, I want that high end boost. I want to be aggressive over the next 2 or 3 weeks. So at the moment, I'm probably overlooking him.
Any other guys on the bubble that we need to keep our eyes on here?
What about Connor O'Sullivan? Another O'Sullivan defender down at the Cats, 148k, 88 points under the roof at Marvel against the Saints on the weekend, followed up from his 68-point performance on debut. Tom Stewart's gone down.
Yeah.
Moore's going to fall to him in defence. What do we think?
I like him.
Yep.
It's also, what else do we have in defence?
Yeah.
We've got Riley Bice, as we said. He's looking as an amazing option, but you can just wait because he's on the bye this week. So we expect him to be the most traded in player next week. And we're all aboard that. He looked fantastic. But yeah, if you need another defender rookie, and looks like O'Sullivan's going to make some money.
And score okay.
Yeah.
Scored okay. Got the good intercept game for him. Dan Batten, rookie guru, on the beat down there in Geelong as well, in a group chat with him on the weekend was late Saturday night, so I'm not sure what he was doing, but just to quote him, Sully bloody lock. That was his quote.
Wow.
So Dan Batten saying that. He will be listening, so shout out to Dan. I'm not sure what he was doing Saturday night, but he would have been watching, so that it's good to know. We know the Cats rate him. Going to be more on him.
Yeah. And what other defensive rookies are we going to get? We've got
Ben
Bice in the
Patton's
wings, but yeah, all these guys, it's worrying.
My rookies in defence are Reed, Leake, Trainer.
Even Trainer, scored in, couldn't get out of the 20s.
Yeah.
Leake a watch this week too if he
you
his spot.
you sort of hope that he does, and then he can make some money. That's
I'm thinking about, I'm not sure you guys, we're going to go to O'Sullivan. I'm happy to wait and just get Bice next week. Maybe look at an extra premium or bolster that on-field scoring in defence.
I think just on my own team, speaking from my own, I just need those midfield rookies because I've missed a Lindsay, I've missed an Ashcroft. If I want both of those guys, or if I even just want to free up, as we spoke about, the cash and get a Henderson or something like that. Luckily enough, I have Nod, but from my own team, I just need those midfield guys. So I'll probably miss an O'Sullivan. And as we said, Riley Bice is fieldable down in defence. So we can't 100% say that, as much as the score was great on the weekend. Bice could put up, mid-price to premium type numbers already. So I'm happy to wait a week.
Agree.
One more to finish off, Murphy Reid.
Yeah, your man.
Oh, man. Again, just SuperCoach side, a gun.
Yeah.
Dockers, we can now see why they were so happy to get him so late in the draft. 75 SuperCoach points for him. High impact per possession as well, which is reflective now in his SuperCoach scoring. So 131k, negative 51 break evens, gonna make some money. What have you got queued up here? You got something for me?
No.
Here?
No.
Enough warning?
I'm just
But again,
having a look at the buttons.
131k, you probably just still can't put him. You spend the extra 20k, get Lindsay, Henderson. He's not sort of crept into that must-have territory. But if you've already got all those names we mentioned, maybe a Lucas Camporeale, who's still break even, still negative 40, subbed out in the Blues loss. Heat's on Michael Voss and that team. If he goes out, then you could spend 20k to go up from Camporeale because you're going to get the money out of Murphy Reid.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you said it this morning, Chief. Given there's so many good options in midfield, you don't want any deadwood rookies on your bench. You're going to fall behind.
That's the thing, and that's probably a really good point in terms of trading out. I generally hate trading basement price rookies, so I'm just happy to usually leave them there unless we just know they're not going to ever come back and we've got a bunch of other rookies available. But say a James Leake, if you have him and he's dropped, I'm not like rushing to trade him out unless you think O'Sullivan's going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, which he might. So that could be your option out. But unless there's that obvious trade out, I just hate sort of trading out anyone that's worth no value, especially if they could potentially come back into the team at some other time and make you some cash. But in terms of these midfield rookies this year, they're just going to make us so much money that, if like a Camperelli's dropped, I'll be happy to jump off, even though if you hold him and he gets a game in a couple of weeks, he might make some money. It's worth just getting rid of him now, getting in this rookie with a lot more job security, and that's going to make you a stack of cash. So that'll be the way I'll be looking at it. Hopefully it's, we get some, I guess, clarity on what's going to happen there and we can make our decisions early, but that's where I'm at. But fans, it's not all about the rookies. If you're still hunting for a mid-price or premium, there's some interesting players coming, especially one coming off the bye this week that maybe you would look to target. Let's talk about some of those names later. I would like your top trade targets for the week. We've talked about some of these break-even guys. Maybe you can mix in some of these other players as well. Who are your top guys that we should be trading in this week?
And this is just, if you had none of these guys, narrow it down to 6. Number 1, Nathan O'Driscoll. Again, given the break even and the on-field scoring potential when we do get back to best 22 scoring. Number 2, Xavier Lindsay. Number 3, Jack Henderson. Number 4, I've slipped in Finn Callaghan. I think I've come to realise that probably got to jump on. Was trying to maybe avoid it, but again, it did look really good. Again, on a wet day at the G. Break even is 0. 441k. Not going to get in this cheap. Again, maybe ever. So I think I'll try to get him in.
Would he be a trade target now?
Maybe.
Could be. I mean, GWS.
Can't be Toby Bedford. It's a good one. But to see, I don't think that could. If I was opposition coach, I would definitely look to do that. But he has got a lot of weapons, can still hurt opposition teams as well. So I don't think that's enough to avoid him at this point. I think he's going to make enough money in the short term, score well enough in the short term.
He's so fast for some of those taggers too, like how fast he can break away. It's kind of just a hard, A lot of those taggers don't have stacks of speed. It's more just like you grunt at the contest. So for him to be able to break away, I think he might be able to shake a few tags.
And your question might come into talk about it a little bit more when you go to, is he a keeper? Is he in your final team? Might depend on how he handles that pressure. So all the opposition attention.
Fair enough.
Number 5, Levi Ashcroft. Don't have him. Number 6, Bailey Dale.
Cool.
Break
Bailey.
even of 29. Helped me make a 5.
29.
29.
About that.
Helped me make a big run last year. We know he's a high ceiling guy. To get him in now, you're not going to get him this cheap again this year. You wouldn't have thought, given
528.
his first 2 scores this year. I think 127, 141. It's gone massive. Can go massive again. Got the Blues under the roof at Marvel Stadium this weekend.
Yeah,
could go big again. That's what we want in best 18 scoring week. So, he's one of the top traded in players so far. Only 1.8% of teams during the round.
I think the biggest news on Bailey Dale, though, if you're a Lair listener from last year, Trudy from The Office, arch rival of Dossie and Bear. Tried to sneak in a little whisper in Fancy this morning saying, doesn't trust me, doesn't want to tell me her trade plans, but I heard, and it was Bailey Dale in the firing line. So Trudy ranked in the near top 1,000 just about this year.
Putting us to shame again.
Going again.
And Finn Callaghan too, she's going to bring in.
Wow.
Okay, wow. So that's great insights.
Xavier Lindsay last week.
Just a gun.
So that's my top 6.
Okay. All right, we're moving on to our new segment we tried last week, which I think worked pretty well. We'll have
hit segment.
We'll have to bust out the quiz music again for you guys now. Remember, one answer only. Now, Sim, you broke the code a couple of times last week.
Sorry.
Stay or trade.
Yep.
And Harry Perryman. These are based on the most traded out from across the league
So
at the
far,
moment.
yep.
So far. Harry Perryman,
Trade.
Finn O'Sullivan,
Am I doing Perryman? No, one each.
1 each.
Finn O'Sullivan trade.
Will Day,
On a trade.
Ooh.
trade. Will Day. Maybe we'll touch on that later.
Yep.
Jason Horne-Francis,
Stay.
Ben Patton,
Trade.
Hugo Garcia, the sub on the weekend out of nowhere.
Trade.
Jaden Short, not getting any. He's got like one kick in on the weekend.
5 names as man.
Yeah, trade. Trade.
Oh, that's big.
Riley Sanders, Vance.
Disappointing again. Sorry.
Oh, look. How did you go with me?
Trade.
Matt Flynn.
Trade.
Jeez. Stiff on
Should
the
have done it last week.
Tom Stewart.
Trade.
Yeah, that's not looking good. Sid Draper.
Trade. They shouldn't have him.
Angus Hasty.
Trade.
He's one of those midfield rookies, unfortunately, that clogging up a spot. Maxi Gorn.
Ooh.
Maxi Gorn.
Stay.
Harry Sheasel. Now, is this a talking point? I
It
mean,
is.
started forward. Al was putting in our group chat full forward. I missed the start. I was watching West Coast go on their grand final tour and then fumble at the end. But Sheasel starting forward, played a fair bit there. Got a bit of junk late as well to sort of build that score a little bit. Sim.
Hey, I just did the last one.
It's me.
Do you?
Stay.
I want both your thoughts on
All
this
right,
one.
stay, but watch. Like, you're backing your premiums. But
3 words. Do I get 3 words?
Let's talk about it a bit.
talk to it.
Go on.
Got a question on X here come through earlier from Zoe. Can we seriously consider trading Sheasel to Dale? Bank 100K, then you get Harry Sheasel back in when his price is lower.
No.
Dale's in form, but I understand the thought. I don't mind it, but for me, picked Harry Sheasel to be a top 3 or 4 defender, and I think that still happens.
I think it would only be if you'd really had other holes that you're like really struggling to find to get that cash. But even so, that's only like 100K or something. That's like, what are you going to, it depends what you're doing on the other end. I just don't think it's enough. Like if there was a mid-pricer that you get 200K from, like something like that, it might be a bit more. You can spread the load. You can get a couple of different players in. I don't know. I mean, like I said, if you're really struggling, it depends on your team, but I can't see. Sheasel's going to be a top 6 defender at the end of the year, so you're just wasting
I think
2 trades to get him back in.
Yeah, I think in defence too, you don't want to be swapping out premiums. You just want to be adding, given what we've got on field, rookie-wise.
Yep. And finally, the last one on here, we've already kind of answered this, but James Peatling.
That says it all.
That says it all. So that's the most traded out at the moment in the community. So do we want to touch back on a couple of players here quickly because they're probably bigger talking points? Will Day. I want to talk about him. He's one of the most traded out players at the moment.
I said trade because he's got the bye next week. He has Bedford tag this week, which probably will get the Bedford tag. So you imagine, I mean, like if you got other, it's not your highest priority, but it's a good time to trade him.
Okay.
Weighing up both of them at the start of the season, could you trade him to Finn Callaghan? Make 60K.
Oh, definitely.
Swallow your pride.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's what the good super coaches do.
That's a good move. That's a great move.
What do you think, Chief?
The Chiefs.
Do you have Will Day?
I have Finn Callaghan and no Will Day. I don't know. It's tough with the Bedford tag, I do admit. But I feel like isn't the reason as well that you got him. Like we kind of flagged on this show, the tags were early. The run after the bye for the Hawks, like, are you going to have to bring him back in? Is my question.
Does Willem Drew tag him after the bye too?
Good chance. I think with him, if Callahan's like, it's an easy one. If you don't have Callaghan, just, get him in, bank the money, and then you maybe can go Will Day later on when he's actually, not getting tagged. And
what if you're prediction comes true though, and then Finn Callahan gets every tag. And then you've just traded a tagged player for a tagged player.
Well, you made money. You made money. At least that's the thing. You made some coin.
All right. What about Jason Horne-Francis? We kind of mentioned it earlier, but
just watch. Like
he's one of the most traded, and it's probably again just to get cash. There's a few rookies out there. Where do you stand? We still think he's going to be a top 6 forward at the end of the year, right? Like that's still where we sit.
Well, if we're saying that on Harry Sheasel about why we're keeping him, even more so with the amount of premiums or the options in the forward line, Jason Horne-Francis will still absolutely be in the top 6. Could score 150 against Essendon on Thursday night. So don't trade.
Okay. I think it's time for everyone's favourite segment. Hopefully you've got someone lined up for us this week.
I've got 2 options for you, actually.
It is time for, what is it? Unique names with 5 names.
Now, even got its own social cut-up video clip. He's going viral, 5 names. Unique names with 5 names.
So I called all last week.
Pew, pew.
Came out pretty well.
Yep, very good.
Do that again. I know he's got the bye next week, so after that he'll be a big target after his bye.
Ooh.
So, but one to it. All right, one for defenders.
Okay.
From the same team, 2 guys. One's a little more expensive. One's at mid-price, another one's a little less expensive, which is nice. Christian Salem has started the season nicely. If you need a value option, Jake Bowie.
Yes. Jake Bowie is a long-time Dossie boy. I will just flag that as a warning.
337.
I've always been a big fan. I have heard Stephen May, there was some talk on the broadcast that they're hoping that he's back this coming week. So, I mean, just keep an eye on the HBF injury report on Wednesday with Al to find out if he's closing in on a return. But that would sway my opinion because Bowie just gets a lot more usage when Stephen May's out of the team.
Yeah, I'm saying Christian Salem's the main one.
Yeah, okay.
Liking how he's looking this year. I think especially where Melbourne played, he just looks like he's scored 2 he's got 2 scores in the 110s. One was in wet conditions. Yeah, I think Christian Salem's a little unique option in defence.
I think we picked him up last year as a bit of a bear as well. Yeah.
Might have been.
Picked him for a few weeks there. I think he made some cash for us. I think we eventually had to get him out, but yeah, don't mind it.
-3 break even.
Jeez.
For Jake Bowie. 96, 97. Nice little mid-price stepping stone as well, even if that does fall away a little bit if Stephen May comes back. And as we always say here on the Lair, good kicking is good Supercoach, and that is what Jake Bowie does.
Now, you had a massive week in the frying pan last week. The Phantoms frying pan blew up on socials, perhaps a little bit harsh.
Well,
I thought it was mean.
I
thought it was mean.
Jasper Telepart. Now, 5 names is almost in the pan this week because the amount of times he questioned it. So you're sizzling on the edge. But Jasper did respond and said he's sorry and he will just stick to the draft. So he's taken on my advice.
He's in the pan.
No, nothing as hard as last week. But Matty Nix.
Ooh.
Just, not right in the middle like Jasper last week, but just on the edge.
Sizzling a bit.
Matty Nix, not only for his treatment of Sid Draper, subbing out Isaac Rankin after he kicked the goal of the century at the MCG, absolutely torching the Bombers. He was on track for 150.
Mm.
I mean, his hamstring hamstring looked at.
Yeah, what's the latest there?
No, we don't care about that.
And Rankin does have has had hamstring issues in the past.
No, we don't care about that.
So how many
Supercoach before the team.
But what if he kept playing him, and then he ripped his hamstring off the bone and he's done for the year?
Put him in the goal square. Now, Brad Scott as well, but he's not in the pen. But I think just the people questioning, now he's not doing everything right, Brad Scott. He could be in the pan for a number of reasons, but Elijah Tsatas, equal game high 14 contested possessions, game high 11 clearances and 63% game time. But just a few sizzling on the edge, the few comments and doubters on X about, why isn't Elijah Tsatas playing more game time? If you did watch closely, did blow up a couple of times, obviously just not fit enough to play
There's
game time.
there's also another reason, and you said before, good kicking is good super coach. He can't kick. He can't kick.
Yeah.
We saw the thing where Essendon were like, yeah, he can't kick, but we're going to try and make him kick. Like, he can't kick.
I think the thing, if you have been following Fant's social media this year, I reckon it's about 90% Elijah Tsatas content. Dare I say, I'm going to bust out this
do
for
it.
you.
Give it to him.
It's a bit of a nuffy watch there.
He can't kick, Phantom.
But I think I think it's Elijah Tsatas' fault, not Brad Scott's fault that he's playing 60% game time.
Okay.
All right.
Just watch the
Nuffy
alert there on these.
All right.
Elijah Tsatas, your boy.
Yeah, but good thing no light week talks or no Jasper videos. Bailey Smith out too, bit of a
Yeah, I mean,
Jasper ahead of his time.
word, I think it's only a week.
Hopefully.
So, yeah, if that's extended though, I guess let's extend the hold or trade there because I think a few people did actually trade on the weekend. So stay or trade.
Stay because it's best
If
18.
He's out.
Best 18. Stay.
Stay,
He's going to be
regardless of
best.
where
He's going to
he
be best 6 forward to the end of the year.
Gonna have to hold.
Yeah.
Now, fans, we don't have many questions. We got to wrap this up pretty quickly, but I did have a new sting for our questions.
Ooh, what do you got?
Segment. We'll just pop this one here.
If they are asking that question, they can ask it to me directly. What question do you want to ask me?
It's our new
I
question.
can't
sting.
believe it took so long for us to get to this. Mate, he's gone viral with your nickname. He's gone viral as well. Simeon Thomas Wilson, the reporter, went back and forth with his mate down in Albert and Ken
wasn't
Hinkley.
that bad.
On the bounce too.
Yeah.
It wasn't even
Headline
that
act
bad.
on
It
bounce.
wasn't, it wasn't
I
tense.
got a second little.
Is that what you're asking me? That you're asking?
Is that what you're asking?
Oh, God.
Okay,
It
no,
wasn't
I
even
like
that
that.
bad.
It's gonna be
It
a
wasn't
sting.
that bad.
It's gonna be
It
No,
wasn't-
I like it. I like it. Quickly,
Well done.
our Super Footy, our Paytons chimed in. Why did I not follow my own advice on Jason Horne-Francis? And the last one, Connor says, is the hipster ducking 5 names because of his dead-eye ability with the pods?
Maybe.
So there we finish off.
It's dominating.
Big show, big week. Big decisions to be made. Plenty of content to come over the week. Dossie, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Trades this week, guys, quickly.
I'm going to get rid of Pete Lean. Try to get Pete Lean. Yeah, Powell or Callahan. Yeah, Callahan or Tom Powell in for Pete Lean.
Ooh, pew, pew.
Hang on a second. Tom Powell.
Yeah. I don't know. Nod in for O'Sullivan. And I think even though Jaden Short is playing St Kilda, I'm going to go him down to Bowie to make some cash.
Oh, I like it. Following
Jeez.
through. Not
Yeah.
hipster. Hipster did never follow through. Quickly for me, O'Sullivan down to Lindsay. Then hopefully one of Finn Callahan or Bailey Dale in. Ideally, I'd like to do both. Just can't make it happen yet.
Yeah, undecided still, but I'm going to get a combination of two
Are you
of those midfield
Are you going to
rookies.
trade?
It's going to be
Are you
Lindsay.
trading?
Yeah, I'm going the boost. I'm
Boost,
going
yep.
3 this week. Obviously, Tom Stewart, I need to deal with him whether or not I've got to pick my premium. So I am considering Bailey Dale, especially with the Trudy news this morning. I might have to just adjust my trade plans there. And then just a couple of rookies. So yeah, I maybe could afford Zorko, but I just can't bring myself to do that, fans. I can't do it.
Yep. All right. Pickle juice time. We are doing the punishment chief and the phantom and something maybe new next week for the punishment. So stay tuned. Listen out for that.
See you there.